Now then, and welcome back to another episode on the FTOG server, playing some more Quantus. Hi, how you doing today? I'm waving. I remembered how to wave. I'm currently standing way up here in the dark, it seems, because it's just going night, because I've been standing here forever, building up the walls of my castle. I'm quite high. Quite high. The tower there has been built up a little bit further since the last time you looked at it. It's still basic, and I'll explain why it's so basic in a little bit. And now I've been building some wall sections up around this side here, which kind of go in, and I can look out of windows and things and get into different sections of the tower and all that. This previously was built for the smeltery to go in, but now we've got a little bit of a lookout areas. We've got a bit of the tower here and there. Well, the way I've been building it, to make sure that I kind of keep all the detail, well, what little detail there is, keep all the detail in place, boink, is to build it in a build it in a creative flat world first. Look at that. Let me sleep so you can get a better view of it. Build it in a flat world creative first, and then transfer it over using Schematica to build it in world. Now, I did a lot of this. I did a lot of this work, right? A lot of this with the architecture craft mod for arches and slopes. So these little details here, are turned into arches, upside down arches, and little round bits and ins and outs and more detail. But Schematica doesn't recognize which direction one of those is pointing. So let's, for instance, show you. We got him over here. These arch blocks, for instance. If I had done that arch and then schematiced it, the blocks would just point in whatever random direction they wanted to, like all pointing north or something. So they wouldn't connect themselves in the correct shape and size. So I wasn't able to transfer what I'd built across to the server using Schematica without messing all of the architecture craft blocks up completely and having to redo those by hand. So, as a solution to that problem, I decided that I would go back to traditional vanilla building style. Traditional building styles to do all the traditional vanilla bits and pieces, just to make sure that it's spawn free but slightly detailed in all the areas, and then copy that over and Schematica that. So I've just been doing quite a bit of Schematica building. As you can see, there's a Schematica building box here. And this is kind of the thing for a little bit, just to get this done. And then once I've got the vanilla build done, we'll take a look at it, and that'll be like the early era, if you like. That'll be an era of building still, like the earlier eras. And from that, we will then be able to fly in the future eras. So in the future eras, I'll be able to fly around, which means that I'll be able to do a lot more detail work to it. So that's the plan, anyway. I kind of remember saying the same thing with the spaceship on the Avant 3 server, though, where I was going to start out like this, and I was going to do bits and pieces to it at a later date, and then I never ended up actually getting round to it. And I'm conscious that I don't want to do that all over again. That I don't want to build it all in vanilla and then never increase it, never make it better, never do anything to make it fancier and look good. But that's the way it is at the minute. This is the best we've got. As you can see, there are some sections like this where we've got other areas where we can look through and look out. So each level has its own places, its own benefits, its own little platforms and runs through and around the place, so that as I develop buildings or rooms inside, I can knock through and have an external facade already in place for me to hide away all of my builds and things inside the place. But getting the external facade just feels like something that I should be getting on with. So I have been getting on with it a little bit more. just over the last couple of days. There's a few other things that I want to get done over the last couple of days as well, but I've been waiting to record so that I could show you what I was doing with that. Oh man, let's go with stone then. To tie this bit in with that bit. And do I have some torches? Yes, I do. Got to remember to light the places up and all that as well as we go. Okay, and the next bit, one more up. Well, there's about 30 layers to this overall. But I keep running out of materials, obviously. I've also got some glass designs to put in here as well. Basic glass to start off with, but then chiseling bits in the glass to have a little bit of fun with that. I don't know how that's going to turn out yet, but again, I couldn't bring any of those sort of things across into this world with Schematica, so I can't spend hours testing it out in creative single player. I've got to try only to do one thing at a time and figure that out. Have I run out? It looks like I'm running out of materials again. Let's get... no, I've got no materials left. Okay, fine. I'll have to go back down again. This all needs breaking out again anyway. I keep working my way up and down this mountain, just getting all of the materials we need and opening up areas like this so that we've got windowed areas for future rooms in this area. Future rooms with glass in and looking good. Let's take a look from over that side, over at Rock Space. We should be able to get a better look at it from over there. Oh yeah, look at that for a shot. Yeah, so it is becoming a large castle-like object, and I'm just going to keep building on it and keep building on it. First of all, get a vanilla surround, and then from the vanilla surround, when we're flying with magic, we'll be able to go and change some blocks out and change some stairs for arches and things like that to add a lot of detail. Put a load of glass in and do chisel and bits in for the glass. I fancied having some stained glass windows kind of towards the top there. And yeah, just generally, that is the way it's looking at the minute. Right, on to what we were doing last episode though. Last episode we were doing something with the Britannia meat farm. And so I will show you what's going on there and finish off my building some other time. Just showing you what I'm doing to build it, and then I'll show you a little bit more later. I can also take a schematic of the existing mountain and then take it into a creative world, rebuild it in the creative world, or world edit it into a creative world, and then tweak it a little bit, move it around a little bit, change it a little bit, and then bring the schematic of it changed back into this world to help me design things when I'm not flying yet. Instead, it's a long way round, really, because I want to be able to do the flying side of things a lot faster. So we've got to work to that quickly. As you recall, we had a section over here with an endoflame feeding this mana spreader, which fed that pool in there, which fed the dreadthorn, which killed the adult animals. Yeah, well, pretty much the same thing still there. Move things around a little bit. But now I've also made a Gormarellus, which is just there, and that is having meat dropped down onto it, which it then eats and turns into mana. That spreader will take the mana from the flower and bring it over to this mana pool again to feed this, so it's still self-sufficient. And then all the drops up to about here, I think, up to about this line here, all the drops go into that hopper over there to get sorted. And I've got another little hopper hock over here, the miniaturized version, the smaller version, so that it doesn't have as much area coverage to get anything from this side and put it into that hopper. And then we've got the invisible doors, just because I needed some way of getting in and out quickly. This hopper should be fairly full. Okay, it's not full at all. Okay, so the other hopper hock must be taking priority and doing all that. Or it doesn't work with a hopper. No, it definitely works with a hopper, because it all comes in here. And then after sorting, the draw controller sorts it out into these. These ones are all just kept, and I've put a void upgrade in there so that if they get to more than, I think it's 8 stacks. If they get to more than 8 stacks, of anything, then it'll delete off. But it just means I've always got a constant supply of things like this from the animal produce. And then all the meats go into there and then drop down into a hopper. The hopper can actually pull out from all 4 different sections of those drawers and put the hoppers through there and into there, and then there's another hopper there which then puts it into the item crate, which drops it into the Gormorellis. Now, I was worried about dropping stack on stack on stack on stack for the Gormorellis. But even though it eats everything it comes in contact with and only fires a mana burst every once in a while, it has quite a large tank for mana. So throwing the raw meat means that the tank is never really full. So it can eat a couple and then the tank will never fill up by the time that the beam is sent to the thing and that sends another one. And because hoppers tend to do transferring items one at a time, one per tick as it were, it's a nice steady progression through. So when lots get harvested at once, still only a steady progression of it goes through into the Gormorellis. So other things I've been doing, I've got the alchemy catalyst down here underneath this mana pool. This mana pool also was being fed by hydrangeas, which are a nice simple passive gain. So for a couple of hours I'd be gaining a bit of mana from the water around here, using the water to do crafting, and also using that mana to then do some runic crafting in order to craft those flowers. And there's quite a good few bits and pieces that I've done off camera that are just basic Botania crafting, which I don't really need to show you. I want to show you what I'm doing with the things rather than showing you how to craft everything. There was a little wiki workout spotlight the other day of the Dreadthorn, how to make it, what it's there for, what its radius is, and all that kind of stuff. That is going to be linked on the channel, so you could always check that out if you wanted anyway, to find out more. Also, up there you'll see I've got a spreader up above, and we're using, well, unsuccessfully I have to add, we're using this Rosa Arcana, which takes my experience levels, right? But it's also supposed to take experience orbs from around here. So as these animals are breeding, you generally get the experience for being a farmer. But that just sort of sits on the ground unless you pick it up. So those Rosa Arcana are supposed to pick up experience orbs that are on the ground, and then use the mana spreader below to send it into the pot as a little bit extra. Also, the chickens are on this side over here, because these adult chickens will lay eggs and drop feathers. And the hopper hawk on this side is in range to be able to take whatever eggs and feathers they lay and put them into the storage with all the other stuff from down below, which is all good. I'm now starting to increase my population of cows and my population of pigs, just one more each. I've done the pigs, I'm planning on doing the cows one more. I've actually got a rescued baby cow, as it were. Rescued baby cow for putting in the farm. Let's get the lasso and go and see if we can find him. Or her. It. It should be still in here. Are you in here? Yes, you are. Okay, good. The last one ran off. Jumped over the counter and ran off somewhere. But this one's good. This one's here. So we can put this one in with the others, and that'll just give me 2 baby cows and 2 baby pigs with each cycle of the feeding. So that'll be good. I didn't want to do too much because I really don't need too much down here. This is just an extra way of generating mana. It's just a bonus way of generating mana to keep this mana pool and that running, and then having sparks at a later date taking mana from these pools and delivering to some other place, keeping it all nice and full. And on this side we're going to be getting some meat and cooking it, hopefully. It's not running very efficiently just yet because I'm still manually farming all the veggies up there, all the crops. So maybe that's something that we need to sort out very soon. Hey, look at that. Okay, so looking at the base from over here, looks pretty good, doesn't it? But while we're over at Grok's base. If you haven't been watching, he's been doing a fair amount of magic stuff himself over here. He's been doing all sorts of Botania over on this side here. They've been working on Botania stuff over here. And over this side, I think he's doing some evil craft. And these evil craft bits here are, like, yeah, filled with blood and stuff. Now, recently, he did what I can only say is a broom. He made a witch's broom with evil craft. I don't know if he's got anything in here that's likely. Yeah, undead logs and stuff. He's been doing it, so check out his episode for that. Check out Grok's the Duck Farmer and see what's going on there. And I don't know, but I think you turn the lights on and off up there to be spawning, so things just spawn and die and the blood comes in here, and that's about it, right? But let's make a broom, okay? So a broom requires fuel. The fuel is blood. The blood is from here. That's why I've come over to this section here, so I can fill it up with blood when we get over here. Now, I need a bear rod, which is dark sticks and crushed dark things. Dark sticks are undead planks and dark gems. Dark logs are made from dark wood. Dark wood, well, you're going to have to check out Grok's episode. I'm going to pinch a couple of bits of dark wood from Grok over here and take these dark planks that way. The undead planks are from undead logs, and I believe there's a sapling type wherever he's got it growing somewhere around here. That's probably it there. He's growing it, and that's how you get it. Yeah. So so work on that in your own time. This one, though, this is how we're going to make this lot. I've got my own dark gems that I've been bringing, so we're going to make some of those. I think, is it just 1 stick per one? 4 sticks per one, that's good. Okay, so we then have the dark broom bits like this. A bear rod for my broom, okay? There's also other bits and pieces that we need to craft, such as a bear brush and a bear cap. Bear brush requires 2 sticks, and a bear cap doesn't require anything. So let's just get that bear cap out of the way. There we go. Bear cap. And then I think it was another 2 sticks, which is annoying because it doesn't quite give you 2 sticks, does it? And that in the middle? No. It would have been that gem in the middle, wouldn't it? No? Okay. Where's that bit then? Brush. Oh, okay. It's that way. I was thinking of the previous recipe. There we go. There's that. And then that over the top. Okay, bear brush, bear cap, and bear rod. So now we've got the bare essentials for making our broom. We've got to then decide what we're going to do to make the different parts. So feather brush gives us slightly more flight, I believe. Modifiers levitation 200. Wither skeleton heads gives us wither shield 20. I don't know why we want a wither shield on it. Wooden rod is just normal wood. Stone is just normal stone. I think that gives 50% speed, 100% speed, 30% durability, 150 durability with normal speed. Okay, so wooden is normal. Bones is extra speed and maneuverability. I think I'm going to go with bones, as there's a few bones around here as well. Because Grok's got a few bones kicking around at this mob farm. Because he's got this mob farm already, I'm probably not going to make my own version because they're in such close proximity that it kind of defeats the object. I mean, I'm sure Grok won't mind us sharing. Bone rod, there we go. So I've got that. And feathers. There's feathers. 1, 2, 3. Put those back. And set those feathers as a feathered cap. Was it a cap or a broom? It was a brush, wasn't it? Feather brush. Like that, okay. So we've got a bone rod, a feather brush, and then what do we do with the cap? What type of cap can we make? There's a wither skull cap. What other type caps? Do we have to have wither skulls? No, we can have dark gem cap, which is 50 movement or maneuverability and some modifiers. Diamond cap is 2 more modifiers. Emerald cap is 2 more modifiers. I'm not sure I want any modifiers, to be honest, though. What's the bloodstones? Blood power gems. Efficiency 10. I think I'm just going to go with a nice simple broom, because I just want to be able to fly on the broom. I just want to be able to move around on the broom. I think that's all I need to worry about. And then putting it all together, and what do we got? How do we put all the parts together is the next thing. So, do we just put them all together like this in a crafting grid? Yes, we do. Okay. So, I can fly! It's a feather brush, a bone rod, and a dark gem cap. It has 300 levitation, 300 acceleration, 300 maneuverability, and 300 speed. Sounds like a good 300 broom to me. We'll take that, and then we can put that into here and let it charge up. Is it in there? Yeah. Let it charge up. It really doesn't take a lot of blood whatsoever. But I could just turn this on and stand AFK for a little bit and let Grok get all of his bits and pieces back. But as you saw, that didn't really use a lot. So I'm sure he's not going to be worried about me using those little bits. And why am I going to run around over there? Let's see if we can actually fly. Can I... I'm kind of flying. Look, yeah. I am flying now. Awesome. So now I am on a broom, flying through the night sky. And now I can go over and start doing some bits and pieces to my wall with a little bit more detail work. I can now make Quidditch and do some Hogwarts and have all that kind of stuff. Not bad, eh? Not bad. A nice little broom system, a little bit of flight, and it hovers perfectly. Look at this. It's kind of hovering perfectly, which means that when I'm doing detail work, I can come along and I can take a piece out. And of course I can place a piece back in again, which is awesome. So I can do all of the moving around and changing things around. It's going to be a little bit more difficult than creative flight, but still, it is an early flight mechanic, and I'm guessing that the broom needs refilling every once in a while. So it's a good job I've got my boots on. So can we fly down here? Yes. And yeah, it does need refilling with blood every now and again. So we will do that ourselves at Grok's farm a little later on. It doesn't fly up very fast. It's pretty slow in going up and down. I wonder, can I can just basically get off the broom and on the broom. Yeah. But that's cool. I like that we've got a broomstick now. Thank you very, very much for watching today's episode. It's a fairly brief episode. I just wanted to get this built so you can see what I'm doing to make my walls around the outside. And I'm going to continue doing some building. Generating stone, making stone bricks, and putting the stone bricks around the mountainside. Yes, it is that good, that interesting. And then once we've got some detail work to be done, I will show you all that in a future episode. Thank you all very, very much for watching. I will see you in the next very soon. Goodbye.